Rescue 8, Truck 6, Truck 3, Battalion 3, and the on-call inspector. 2303 West 46th Street, number 208.
Hi, I'm Division Chief Steve Fessler, and on this episode of Sioux Falls Fire, we're out at the training center with 17 new cadets, and we'll take the opportunity to meet a couple of them. We're on the scene of 2 mobile home fires, and we'll get to see how Sioux Falls Fire Rescue lifts a semi with only air, all on this episode of Sioux Falls Fire.
I'm Alyssa Lyons, firefighter with Station 10. We were first on scene. We hooked a hydrant for water supply and pulled lines right away. We could see driving up that it was pretty heavily involved. There was heavy smoke showing from far away. Turns out the garage was completely on fire when we got here and was starting to encroach on the house. So we got water on it as quickly as we could, and units showed up shortly after we got here. Well, with this being a mobile home, construction is different than your ordinary home. There's no basement, there's no second level. However, fire can spread quite quickly in these type of houses, as it seems like it did in this case. Initially, when we got here, we're getting water supply because that's our safety for getting crews interior to search for people. So that was kind of the first step, and I believe Rescue 8 ended up being the ones that went interior to perform the search. Been on the floor for 2 months now. This is my first structure fire. We could see driving in that it was definitely going to be the real deal, so that was really exciting for my first structure fire to have something big like this. So really neat to see it all come together. Definitely different than training. You can't really mimic the adrenaline rush for a real fire, but it all comes back to your training, the listening to your orders, being aware of everything that's going on around you. So yeah, the biggest thing is just that real environment and the adrenaline that's a little different than you train for. Luckily, no one was hurt on this fire, but it's a good reminder to make sure that you have your smoke alarms tested and checked, as well as keeping your flammable liquids like gases and fuels in a safe place in your garages.
So I'm out here today with our Cadet Academy. They're about 9 weeks into it, halfway for them, and we're just getting going on a lot of the live fire stuff that they're working on. And today I've got one of our new cadets, Joel Thies. Welcome, Joel.
Thank you.
Joel, I'm just going to ask you a few things about you. First off, tell me, where are you originally from?
Yeah, so originally I grew up in Colorado. Both my parents grew up here in Sioux Falls, so I got a lot of family here. So
okay.
A nice little homecoming to come back here and enjoy the great city of Sioux Falls.
Okay, cool. What brought you to Sioux Falls Fire Rescue? Why did you want to become a firefighter?
So like I said, I got a bunch of family here, so very important to me, family obviously. And then being a part of the family farm down in Fairview.
Okay.
That was kind of the next thing that drew me to Sioux Falls and South Dakota in general. So
okay.
Really awesome opportunity to do the firefighting thing with Sioux Falls, and also be able to help around the family farm.
So what are you thinking of the academy so far?
Oh, it's great. It's kind of got to pinch yourself of how much fun we're having, not only with EMS but fire stuff as well. Yep. And just so blessed to have this opportunity. It's been a lot of fun, and I've been learning a lot. So
it's a wide variety of things that
absolutely,
you learn. Like
absolutely.
you said, from EMS all the way up to fighting fire. You've got your community risk reduction.
Yep.
Everything that we do here with Sioux Falls Fire Rescue. Like I said, you guys are halfway through, kind of getting over that hump, getting into the good hands-on fire stuff
absolutely.
now.
Yep.
What's been one of your favorite things so far?
Probably anything on the fire ground, whether it's simulating a downed firefighter, going in and trying to get that firefighter out and safe. And like we just got done doing live burns.
Yep.
That was awesome, being able to get that close to fire and feel the heat a little bit through your protective gear. But yeah, no, it's been
Had you
awesome.
ever experienced that before? Like
a little bit, yeah. So I've been on a volunteer department
okay.
Out in Colorado. So got a good taste of it, got my feet wet.
Yep.
And then jumping into the 16-week academy, it's been a lot of fun.
Good deal. Well,
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with the rest of it, and we'll talk to you later.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chief.
So next time with Cadet Tyler Nation. He's also one of our new cadets out here working through the academy. And welcome, Tyler.
Thank you. Thanks, Chief Fessler.
Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Scottsbluff, Nebraska. It's a small town out there. Yeah.
Well, that's a good way to start off.
Yeah.
What brought you to Sioux Falls?
Yeah, so I moved here in 2014 to go to Augustana University.
Okay.
And then met my wife here, and then stuck around and fell in love with the city, and yeah.
Okay, and at Augie, I believe you're a wrestler. Is
I
that
was
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We seem to pick up quite a few wrestlers once in a while. on
Yeah,
Fire
yeah.
Rescue.
There's a few guys on the department. Yeah, I know them pretty well. They're all great guys. So.
Yep. So, kind of, one of the big questions people often ask is, why a firefighter? What brought you to wanting to be a firefighter?
Sure. When I graduated, I wanted to find a way that I could be a part of the community and do it in a capacity where I was with other individuals that were highly motivated and determined to do a great job and do a great job for the city. And Sioux Falls Fire was that for me.
The teamwork aspect of it.
Exactly.
It's kind of like what you've always went through with
Yeah.
the team aspect of things, correct?
Yep, this is a lot like, wrestling. The academy is a lot like a preseason in wrestling, and, we're all growing together, we're all getting better, and we're all, learning the ways of Sioux Falls Fire, and it's a lot of fun.
So what's been your favorite thing so far?
My favorite things so far are probably the confidence courses, the confined space training, things like that, just because it gets you so confident, and it creates a bond between all the guys that is getting hard to break. So
That's
yeah.
good. It builds a good bond, doesn't it?
Yes, yep, and gets confidence going, and it's great.
Awesome. Well, like we said, you're working into the live fire training now. That's going to be a lot of new hands-on experience. Have you ever experienced this before like this?
Nope. Everything I'm doing here is a first. We're adapting pretty well, and it's going good. Everything is brand new, and the instructors are awesome at coaching us up right away, and we're all learning, and we're all learning fast.
All right. Well, I know you need to get back with the rest of them, so thank you, Tyler, and
thank you.
Have a good one. We'll talk to
Thank
you soon.
Thank you, Chief Fessler.
Phil Paskowitz, and I'm currently on Heavy Rescue 5 for Sioux Falls Fire. And today we are out at the training center doing some big rig exercises, so vehicles involved with commercial type vehicles. So the one behind me, we have a semi with a van type trailer that is rolled over on 2 passenger vehicles with our passengers trapped. So currently we're working on getting that vehicle stabilized in order for us to safely lift it to get our people outside of the vehicle. So with the growing community, we see our industry getting bigger and bigger every year. We see more and more commercial vehicles on the road, especially whether it's trucking or cement trucks for building, dump trucks. So the need for us to be proficient at commercial vehicle extrications as well as our passenger vehicle extrications is even more important now than ever, and is just going to keep getting more and more important. So this is something that lately, yearly, we've been trying to exercise on and trying to challenge ourselves with different type of scenarios that we could potentially see. Especially, it's pretty common across the country to see these type of accidents happening almost every day now. Yeah, so the biggest things that we're dealing with these type of vehicles versus our passenger vehicles is just the size and then the weights. The biggest things for us is the weights. Not only can we pick it up with the equipment we have, but how can we utilize that to make it efficient for us to pick it up. So a lot of our training and practice goes in the very special equipment we carry on, both our heavy rescue and our trailer, that allows us to do things that typically you would need a heavy wrecker to come in and do. We're not quite as fast as the heavy wrecker drivers, but we can do a lot of the things that they're able to do. And lately we've worked, the last several years we've worked hand in hand with those heavy wrecker companies to be proficient at when they're on scene assisting us, how can we work together, especially with Ace Towing in town has been a huge asset for us for training and getting things set up and really helping us become better at these type of incidents. Yeah, and then as the instructor of our big rig extrication, it's really important to always try to make our scenarios as realistic as possible. So not just coming out and having a vehicle on all 4 wheels and lifting it off the ground, but making it where they have to essentially do everything that they would do in the streets. So we're preparing them, and that muscle memory is being built that when they come into this type of accidents, every step that we have to do on the streets, we've already done before in training. So it's almost like we're just like a working machine that no one really has to kind of wait around and see what to do. We kind of all know what we're expected to do, and we can kind of just improve on those skills and the efficiency through our training. So for our training, we always train like there's people in that vehicle, and with that we have to take extra careful, and it takes us a little longer. Where a normal passenger vehicle extrication goes from anywhere from minutes to maybe a half an hour if it's gets more complex, where these you're looking into the 1 hour, potentially 2 hour type of evolutions where there's a lot of complex steps, and it's not just one thing. There's kind of people always almost piggybacking the process and taking it nice and slow and making sure everybody's safe. These are a very volatile type of incidents where small things that go wrong can have really serious consequences. So understanding all movements and everything that's going to happen when we're making these large vehicles move and changing their position is very important. We currently have 2 stations that are really designated as USAR. Station 5 with our heavy rescue and our large USAR trailer. Rescue 8, which does all the same stuff we do. They just have a little bit less equipment that they just house, really due to cost of equipment. And then most recently, Station 12, we've been having some of our technicians out at Station 12. And that's kind of, we use those other stations to help train our guys, and then ultimately get these guys time on the heavy rescue to utilize the equipment that we have.
Jeremy Smith, FAO with Station 12, Rescue 12, B shift. We're out here at the 85th Street on the west side where they're making way for the I-29 85th Street interchange that's going to come through here. First thing we did, we get out here, we worked with some of our tools electric tools and chainsaws and stuff like that. We cut a hole in the side of the building and did some work with that, making a window into a door. The reason we would need to do that is if we had a bigger person or the window wasn't large enough, we can make it bigger so we could get the person out. So working on the side of the building, when we were cutting through with the electric K12, we found out that poured concrete, it's about 8 inches wide, and the K12 would not cut through it, and we were unable to break through the poured concrete. And doing that was a great learning experience because we don't always see that, and to be able to come out here and work on those type of skills and stuff like that. We got done cutting some holes, and then we worked on setting up ladders and doing some VEIS, that's Vent, Enter, Isolate, Search. We went in and grabbed one of our firefighters and we set up a belay system. It's just really a safety system, and we were able to bring them down using the ladder as like a 2-to-1. So it's something we don't always practice on, but it was great to come out here and do it from the second story. After we got done doing our VEIS stuff, we went into bailing out a second story. This would be used if we needed to get out of an area quickly, either fire overcame the building or the room, and we needed to bail out and get outside to safety. We set up a safety with that, so everybody was safetied off, and we were able to bail out down the ladder. After we got done doing the bailouts, we did some self-bailouts. So a lot of the guys carry kits in their personal gear, so if they're able to get in the same situation, then they're able to bail out by themselves using either a tool or something in the room. So some challenges with this house, it's an older house, so it's a lot of lath and plaster. So working with these older materials is a little more of a challenge. We don't see it all the time, but it gives us good work, and we're really thankful we're able to use this building. So the other reason we like coming to these places, we're able to sit down and learn new ideas from the crew members and just get an idea of different ways to do things. I mean, there's 100 different ways to do things on this job, so it's good to get out here and practice.
Hi, my name is Zach Weisenberger. I'm the senior man on Truck Company 3. We showed up, we got dispatched to a mobile home fire. We showed up and we saw heavy smoke coming out of the side door and the rear of the building. Stretched the line, hit it from the doorway there on the side, and then we came around to the back, and it was already self-vented back there. We hit it back there. By that time, other companies had showed up, started opening up. We headed interior after that and finished extinguishing. Obviously, our first priority is life safety. So that's the number one thing we're thinking about when we roll up. You put the fire out, everything gets better. That's a very well-known term. So that was the first thing we started, and then the next in company goes to search the building as fast as they possibly can. Though putting the fire out gives the other crew that advantage of searching, being able to see, being able to get interior without that heat pushing them back. So yeah, we try to get a search done as fast as we possibly can. So your standard structure is obviously made of more dimensional lumber and made just of heavier construction pieces. These mobile homes are a lot like a camper, so they're held together with a lot of glue, really small lumber, things like that that can accelerate the fire at a very fast pace. So getting on scene, getting water on the fire as fast as possible is a number one for mobile home fires. They can also spread very quickly, being the light material, and there's a lot of little voids up in the roof and in the walls because of lack of insulation. So we don't have a lot of time with mobile home fires. We don't have a lot of time, period, but even less with the mobile home. So a lot of times you'll see them pulling off the exterior because the exterior on a mobile home is a lot easier to pull off sometimes than that interior because you have a lot of stuff in the interior, and you can rip a large chunk of the exterior off and get access to those walls where that fire might be hanging out. So that's why you can pull off a big chunk right away, get access, and get it out. These mobile home fires, a lot of the times, and I have no idea what this one was, a lot of times these are electrical or space heaters in the wintertime. A lot of times electrical on these can be iffy sometimes because of the age of the building. So we look for that a lot. So really just watch your power strips, watch your electrical coming into the building. Those are probably the biggest things for these.
I'm Fire Inspector Shannon Galbraith here on a fire scene and here to investigate what happened, trailer house fire. And the first thing I do when I arrive on scene is I walk around the whole scene to get a good idea where the fire happened, maybe what events happened that led up to this. And then if the fire happened inside the trailer, then I go inside and I meticulously go through each room to see where the most damage is and then determine what started the fire. I also interview home occupants, homeowners, managers of an apartment complex or whoever might be witnesses to the scene to get their idea of what happened, what might be in the area of origin that may be of concern to them, maybe if they've had any problems with any appliance or light or something like that. If it just happens to be an arson or a death that happens in the fire, then we do collaborate with other resources like ATF, police, and have them help assist with the investigation.
Thank you for watching this episode of Sioux Falls Fire. If you'd like to learn more about Sioux Falls Fire Rescue, go to siouxfalls.org/fire.